Yeah, let's add another question on top of that, Gonzalo. So, as a Gen Z or young millennial, it is a common belief that Gen Z are more high tech, high touch. What is your viewpoint on that? And I also want to hear from Florin as well after this.
Sure. I actually think that is true, and I'll cite an example with my girlfriend who's Gen Z, and she would much rather book anything online than like have to call someone. And that's
Mm,
not the first. She's not the first person I've heard say that. And it seems to be common with other young people. And it's I don't know if it's the anxiety of the human interaction or the fact that maybe the pandemic made that social interaction a little bit more intensive on people. But she certainly would rather use the tool if it's there, then start with the human interaction first. And what do I say? What if I say it weird? What if I don't say exactly what I mean? And that the system kind of eliminates that. And the inverse, I think, is probably also true. Thinking of my parents, they would much rather always speak to the person. They don't even want to look at the tool. It's not even an option.
so interesting. And yeah, I love the answers. What I'm learning here. And Florin, I would like for you to reflect a little bit as well. Maybe you work with some young employees, and also, as crazy as it sounds, Gen Z actually includes anybody who's 8 and up. So if you have kids who are young teenagers, they also fall into the category of Gen Z. Any preference? Any learnings there?
Yeah, well, what I do think the young generation is a lot more ready, work ready
Mhm.
than at least I think I was when I was their age. So if I'm looking at the young people and who are joining Avanade from university, I'm flabbergasted, frankly, unimpressed and slightly scared about how good they are and
Mm.
how quickly they're really, really making a fundamental impact and really making things which I know I wasn't able to do at that age. And I remember back then, somewhat shamefully, that it took me, I think, several years to add any real value at the place I started working in, and I always felt I needed help, and I was a bit of a drag, asking stupid questions and just generally feeling lost. Maybe that says something about me personally rather than the generation. But I'm so impressed by grads we hire and interns we hire, which are, I mean, really, really impressive and are keeping me on my toes and are adding real value. So I don't know how they do it, but keep on doing it.
This is so positive because I am literally hearing from my younger friends, much younger friends in their early 20s, to feel so different. And they feel like they're being thought after as less than. They're a generation of less motivated, even lazy. But to hear from you, Florin, I mean, that's such a incredible insight into your trust and confidence in the younger generation. I would not be surprised more people be applying to Avanade as a result. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you find it helpful. We'll soon be back with our next podcast. In the meantime, please share this episode with your friends and colleagues.